In the wake of the death of George Floyd in the hands of the United States police, protests echoed across Europe to denounce racial violence committed by police forces. In France, thousands of demonstrators answered last June to the call of the Truth for Adama collective, a group called after the 24-year-old man who died 4 years ago under police custody. His sister Assa has become the movement's iconic figure. For 4 years, she's been fighting to shed light on her brother's death. She wants those she says have fatally crushed her brother to the ground to be tried for manslaughter.
My brother bore the weight of 3 gendarmes during 9 minutes. Today, we demand that the facts be reclassified as intentional homicide. Today, we denounce police impunity. We denounce racial violence. We denounce social violence.
A call to which thousands of people responded on July 18th. Several families of victims of alleged police violence shared anger over their relatives' unpunished death.
The system and the state want to ensure that we who are from immigrant backgrounds are pushed to the side. We're second-class citizens. Every time a youth's killed by the French police, that person's criminalised, and that's not normal, because the police have no right to take young people to their deaths. The death penalty's been abolished.
For Assa Traoré and her supporters, the Adama affair symbolises an endemic evil.
My brother is dead because of racist and violent behaviour by police forces. It's systemic. We are calling for justice for Adama. It's for all the Adama Traorés, and for things to change, and for no one to have the right to take anyone's life away.
Accusations against which the French police had demonstrated last June. Racism in the police only concerns a small group of people, they say. The National Police Management Headquarters declined our interview requests. David Lebars heads the Union of French Police Commissioners. He admits there can be wrongdoings, but rejects accusations of widespread racism and impunity in the police. He does think the institution has lost track of its core mission and needs an overhaul. In your book, Hatred in the Eyes, you describe the decay of the working conditions of the police. You wrote that police officers have nothing to gain from showing their humanity. What do you mean by that?
Today we're crushed under a huge bureaucratic burden. We have tedious administrative and judicial processes. There's no space left for the human dimension and common sense. I believe that this dehumanization also affects our relationship with citizens. We're overstretched in activities that are always seen as repressive. I believe that the population no longer sees the other side of the police, which is prevention, reassurance, protection. These are structural issues linked to the organization of the police and more broadly all law enforcement.
Dehumanization that some say is deeply ingrained. Several reports have slammed abusive police methods.
We're in a state of law here. It's police control. You stay silent and you obey.
Human Rights Watch has recently issued a damning report on police identity checks, especially among minors, as seen in this video.
I was ID checked twice. The first time was when I was 9 or 10 years old. I thought it wasn't normal for the police to body search 10-year-old kids.
In 2016, this lawyer won a major legal battle. France's highest court of justice ruled against the state in cases involving police checks based on physical appearance and racial criteria. So-called face controls, which can have serious consequences, according to the lawyer.
It has an impact on the relationship of these minors or young adults towards the institutions. For them, the Republic is not a republic. They can't breathe in it, as they are constantly afraid to be ID checked. And they will be ID checked. It's part of their daily life.
Reconciling young people with institutions is the aim of the Red Aventure Association, founded by a former elite police officer. During summer camps or days organized throughout France, police officers volunteer to explain their profession to children and teenagers from so-called sensitive neighborhoods.
The root of the problem lies first of all in education. I believe that we must really look seriously at these issues. I think it's through this type of action that we'll be able to recreate the social bond between young people and the institutions, and the national police in particular.
Some policemen, the first thing that crosses their minds is to beat people up.
I don't know. I've been working with them for 9 years and I don't see that. There are some young people who do not see what happens on our side. It's a shame.
I say the police aren't racist. Police officers are right, and we can say the thugs are also right. Because it's illegal for police to beat up young people. And thugs too shouldn't go around misbehaving. It's give and take.
This is an opportunity for them to discuss with police officers without animosity outside our working context, and then it opens a debate.
Dialogue is not always easy. We follow a march in the town of Mantes-la-Jolie on the outskirts of Paris. A tribute to a 34-year-old man found dead in the Seine River a few days earlier. Local police informed his wife of the death by phone, saying he had committed suicide. She doesn't believe it and has filed a complaint for an investigation to be opened.
How can you want to kill yourself when you're going on an errand? He was on his way back home to bring pizza to his children. Explain that to me.
Many more questions surround the death of Lambanjai, she says. Doubt is spreading and distrust in the police and the institutions rise, as in other communities who feel left out by the state.
In France, there is a two-tier justice system. There is one justice for the France from above, and there is another justice for the France from below.
The head of an association of victims who fought for policemen who shot her brother dead to be convicted with a 5-year suspended sentence had come to support Lambanjai's family.
The family is not here to say that it's necessarily the responsibility of the police. We just do not know that, but they want to be sure of it. There is doubt, because many young people have been dying for years, and there are many unanswered questions and inconsistencies. It's normal for this family to take steps to demand the truth, and, if needed, for justice to be done.
I just want to know where my husband died. It's as simple as that. So I can start mourning with my children.
We reached out to the town's police commissioner. The ongoing investigation forbids him to give us details, but he claims that proof is there to confirm the suicide thesis. The case is in the hands of the prosecution.